This pecan praline cheesecake is perfect for all you pecan lovers out there. The rich, creamy filling is full of brown sugar and toasted pecans, and it's topped with a delicious, gooey pecan praline sauce. It's sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. I'm excited to show you how to make it today. Hi, I'm Lindsay from Life, Love, and Sugar, and today we're making pecan praline cheesecake. Okay, so to get started, we're going to make the graham cracker crust. You're going to take your graham cracker crumbs, add some brown sugar, a little salt. We're going to stir all that together. And we're going to add our melted butter. I'm going to stir all this until the crumbs are all nicely coated. I've got a 9-inch springform pan here. It's been sprayed with nonstick baking spray, and there's a parchment circle in the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and add our crumbs to the pan. And we'll spread these around evenly. I do push a little bit extra out to the side since we're going to push some crust up the sides of the pan. And then to push them down into the pan, I like to use a cup with a sharper edge so that I can get a nice edge on my cheesecake. Push down the middle and push up the sides. All right, now I'll pop this in the oven and bake it for about 8 minutes. So while your crust is baking, we're going to make the cheesecake filling. We're going to start with our cream cheese, brown sugar, and some flour. We'll mix this together until it's nice and smooth. All right, now that those are well combined, we're going to add our sour cream and vanilla extract. Stir those in there. All right, now we'll start adding our eggs. We're going to add them one at a time, making sure to mix until they're pretty well incorporated before adding the next one. All right, now that we've got our eggs incorporated, we will add our toasted pecans. All right, once you've got your pecans stirred in there, we're going to add our filling into our crust that we just baked. So now we're going to want to set up our cheesecake pan so that it's ready for a water bath. To see the full tutorial on how I set up my water bath, you can always head over to my blog. I've got a tutorial over there. And then we'll put it in a larger pan that will have the water bath in it. We'll pop that in the oven and bake it. All right, so while your cheesecake is baking and cooling and doing everything it needs to do, you can go ahead and make your pecan praline topping. We're going to start with our brown sugar and white sugar and some butter and our heavy cream. And we are going to heat those over about medium-low until the butter and sugar have melted. All right, so it's starting to bubble and foam and get going, so now you want to keep a pretty close eye on it because it'll reach 220 pretty quickly. We're going to want to remove this from the heat so it doesn't keep getting hotter. And then we'll add our pecans and vanilla. And some salt. And then we're going to go ahead and stir it pretty vigorously for about a minute. It's going to help it thicken up and add some air into it. So you should have noticed this sauce thicken ever so slightly and start to kind of lighten in color a bit. It's still a pretty thin sauce at this point. As it cools, it's going to thicken up quite a bit. So you can go ahead and pour this into another bowl and let it cool to about room temperature. All right, so once your pecan praline topping sauce has cooled down to room temperature, it should actually still be relatively pourable. So you can actually add it to your cheesecake like this and serve it that way, and it'll drizzle down the sides of your cheesecake and look great. Or you could add it to the top of your cheesecake before you take it out of your pan, pop it back in the fridge and let it firm up, and then you can still slice it, but it won't drizzle off of your cheesecake quite so much. So you can really do it either way. You could even cut slices and then add the topping to the slices as you serve it. There's really no wrong way. So there you have it, a pecan praline cheesecake. It is rich, creamy, full of brown sugar and caramely flavor, lots of pecans. If you love pecan pralines, then you are going to love this cheesecake. For the full recipe, head over to lifeloveandsugar.com.